responded, "Talk amongst yourself and be strong." Hi, everyone. It's 4 o'clock in New York. And on a day when the White House staff dynamic resembles the Montagues and the Capulets, a picture emerging of a wounded Jared Kushner in one corner and a temporarily fortified John Kelly in the other, one White House official describes it to Axios this way: Javanka and Kelly are locked in a death match. Two enter, only one survives. This as the White House girds for more questions about the president's feud with his own attorney general, who he attacked on Twitter this morning with this pointed barb. Quote, why is AG Sessions asking the inspector general to investigate potentially massive FISA abuse? Will take forever, has no prosecutorial power, and already late with reports on Comey, etc. Isn't the IG an Obama guy? Why not use Justice Department lawyers? Disgraceful. Sessions responded, as long as I am the Attorney General, I will discharge my duties with integrity and honor, and this department will continue to do its work in a fair and manner according to the law and Constitution. One of the common denominators when Donald Trump erupts on Twitter at Jeff Sessions is his unbridled rage at being out of control when it comes to the Mueller investigation. And on that front, our colleagues at NBC News are out with a big new scoop today about what Bob Mueller wants to know about Donald Trump's situational awareness about that Democratic hack of Hillary Clinton's campaign emails. Carol Lee and Katie Tur out with this bombshell. Mueller asking if Trump knew about hacked Democratic emails before release. It is a rare peek inside the special counsel investigation, and it is the clearest indication yet that the three former Trump campaign officials who have all pleaded guilty to crimes, who are all now working for Mueller, may be helping him fill in the campaign's contacts with Russia in much more detail than we've understood until today's report. From that NBC account, Mueller's investigators have asked witnesses whether Trump was aware of plans for WikiLeaks to publish the emails. They have asked why Trump took positions favorable to Russia. The line of questioning suggests the special counsel is looking into possible coordination between WikiLeaks and Trump associates in disseminating the emails, which U.S. intelligence officials say were stolen by Russia. Trump's involvement may be hiding in plain sight.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press.
That statement came just days after hacked emails from the DNC were released on WikiLeaks and several months before Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta was hacked. One of the bylines on this report is our friend Katie Tur, who joins us now, along with Natasha Bertrand, intelligence and national security writer for The Atlantic, Kimberly Atkins, chief Washington reporter for The Boston Herald, Jeremy Peters, a reporter with the New York Times, and from Washington, Chuck Rosenberg, a former U.S. attorney, former senior FBI official, now, lucky for us, an MSNBC contributor. But Katie, let's start with you. Unbelievable reporting and an unbelievable picture of the specificity with which Bob Mueller is piecing together the entire campaign.
Here's the real significance of this reporting. It felt like the investigation was moving on to asking not whether Donald Trump coordinated or colluded with Russia, but whether or not he obstructed justice once he got into office. Those are the threads that we had been following. That's what we had been hearing about. This points us back in the original direction, which is, did Donald Trump himself potentially work behind the scenes to coordinate the release of those emails? That July 27th press conference is one that I was at, and that comment, Russia, if you're listening, almost came out of nowhere. He was being asked about the DNC hacks and what he thought about him and whether or not he would call on Russia not to meddle. And then he stopped very abruptly, looked at the cameras, and said that. Russia, if you're listening, find those emails. Now there's one line of questioning that's looking into whether or not Donald Trump knew about more stuff that was going to come out. Remember, these were released in batches. Initially, there were the DNC emails, which started to come out around that time. Later on, in October, was when the John Podesta emails came out, the Clinton campaign emails. And as you all remember, Donald Trump used those to his advantage greatly during the end of the campaign when he needed to distract from the various scandals that he was involved in and point again at Hillary Clinton. The Podesta emails came just hours after the Access Hollywood tape dropped.
He always had a batch of leaked emails whenever he was in a hole. I want to show you asking him a question at that press conference.
Does that not give you pause?
No, it gives me no pause. If they have,
have
they have
a
them. We
foreign
might as well fight.
government
Hey,
able
you know
to
what gives me more pause? That a person in our government, crooked Hillary Clinton.
Here's what
gives me more. Be quiet. I know you want to, save her. That a person in our government, Katie, would delete or get rid of 33,000 emails. That gives me a big problem. After she gets a subpoena, she gets subpoenaed, and she gets rid of 33,000 emails, that gives me a problem. Now, if Russia or China or any other country has those emails, I mean, to be honest with you, I'd love to see them.
So that was my follow-up question. And this was the campaign at the time after this wanted to say that it was one big joke. They came out and they said, no, he was just joking. He didn't mean what he said. But that question I asked was a follow-up to the initial Russia, if you're listening. And I asked, because I was incredulous, are you serious about this? Are you really asking a foreign government to interfere? And he doubled down. He doubled down on it in that moment. And then we know now that this is one of the things that raised a lot of red flags for FBI investigators. What was Donald Trump doing? Why was he saying this? Another line of questioning from the special counsel is, did he take the positions he was taking, namely, was he so friendly with Russia, because of his business interests? Why would he do that? Why would he feel it necessary to be so friendly to Russia when a GOP primary, when the GOP voters and the Republican Party, which is what he was running on, was so antagonistic towards Russia? They didn't trust Russia. It didn't make any sense. Why would he go there? They're trying to figure that out. I talked to another witness in the Mueller investigation who sat for a pretty long interview, and they told me that the atmospherics are remarkable. They know everything. They're not fishing. These investigators can tell you what room you were in, who you were sitting next to in that room, and what exactly you said while you were there. They're piecing together a puzzle. They have the building blocks for it, whatever metaphor you want to use. They're not cops, as one